So hi, I want to say a few words about the credit card spending. Within the whole 10 to 12 years, 13 years that I've been in Hong Kong since 2006, and in America, there was not once that my credit card had any false charges. But, however, there were times that I had a company I could not remember buying from, and I had to call the credit card companies, and I said, I would ask, why is there a company that I never heard of? And then he said, the phone operator lady said, do you remember going near that area? I said, the credit card only had the company name. So for example, I'm going through these lists. You asked me why there might be a clip, right? The clip is for scanning. So all these goes in the computers, and then the stock analyst will see if I'm truly supportive of that company every year, or giving it a break because other people need to buy things. Now, what company would that be? Jewelry shop or services. So for example, I started in Hong Kong to introduce something named the VPN. So for a lot of the expats, Americans, Canadians, New Zealanders, Australians, the Europeans, and especially from UK, GB, some Germans, some Italians, and I wanted to introduce them to VPN because many of the websites in Hong Kong are not coming up on the searches, and by having the passport to one of the European nations, then you say, what about Americans and Canadians? Well, they're like NATO countries, and then there were times that I'm looking at the TV. Basically, the only reason that you might not recognize a company or a merchant is because you have to look up their company name on a search on your web browser. So say Google, or the excuse my shirt, or the Yahoo, or other search engines, and then that's how you understand the reasons why a merchant might use the next door merchant to charge the credit card and just split the profit, or the manager or the attendees, the shop attendant. It happened to me the first time was probably in Hong Kong first, or maybe some downtown district shopping. I remember going to a store in downtown Miami, and the timepieces there were designer wristbands, and you can buy the wristband without buying the timepiece, something like that. And you can basically find out and discover ways to do a small desk job away from your busy homes, or crowded home space, and have a desk job, and then with the merchants being neighbors and good neighbors relations, and not so busy, visit every time, every hour, you're able to do the books, make the books, and have inter exchanges. Is that legal? Whoever have the credit card machine would probably be the upper leader. So you have to do the math. You have to do the calculations and estimation. And then there were places in Hong Kong where the restaurants on the lowest floor is the credit card accepting merchant, and you go up there to upstairs for desserts or for you know, other like manicures, pedicures, and services. And of course that is shown on the map where they charge, and within the street people already know or get a sense what type of business meeting scale of effect that might affect you or me. With that, well, it's not gonna affect me too much. Is that my problem? You know, is it my obligation or my time obligation or responsibility to explain for not so worry about me kind of situation? So that's Hong Kong in some places. So I don't go get manicures and pedicures. Yeah. What kind of upper space shops do they have? Magic. Yeah, magic supplies. Ooh, quick hands. Used, not used. I don't buy used things because I heard that used things might be jinxed or voodoo. Yeah, voodoo. Voodoo. I'm just kidding. So they have Dickies, the pants, or Converse, Vans. So the less profit margin products are upstairs sometimes. And of course, it's always polite to wear glasses and sunglasses or tinted glasses, because some cultures, they believe that there might be you know, a trace of spirits that might be upstairs in a confined air sealed shopping. And then there are tools. So for example, I went to a very unique tool shops, construction tools, and I said, do you have this model? And the gentleman said, if you give me a few minutes, I can get it from storage. I looked at the whole street. I said, there's no cargo containers. Where are you getting the storage from? And I discovered that they get it from the storage room. Huh, interesting. How did you know I was gonna come and buy this model of construction tools? And needless to say, it was basically a common, most popular power level at, for example, 950 or 900 watts, and the spinning speed, and it's a notable branding. I mean, if you go get construction tools, what else are you gonna get? It's probably Bosch, DeWalt's, Makita, the Deckers, let me think back to Home Depot and Harbor Freight, Knowles, ACE, not AIDS, ACE, and the home and gardening magazines and things. So and then there are the less power supplies. So for example, there were the less power motor ones. Yeah, they have a Sellery. It's SELLERY. They have other ones. So basically, hopefully, everybody gets these information. So credit card spending on the credit card statement, you might get the address or the phone number and the titles, and then with the titles, you know where that you had the spendings, and I hope that everybody is always confident at the banks, whether it be Easterner banks, Midwest, Mid-Asia, or the Middle East kind of banks, or the American banks, or the Westerner banks. And of course they might match your spending expenses to have a bilateral operation. I welcome that to a certain extent, and always report it to Beijing, or I even gave out my email passwords, and I use the email every day. Yeah, I can't live without my emails. So that's how cooperative I am with the authorities. And they ask, if what kind of wealth management or wealth perception do you have? I said it's maintaining the workforce, and maintaining the workforce not to give me stress, because I didn't want to maintain a workforce in the first place. I kind of wanted to live in a school campus, or be a campus breathing, kind of laughing, joking, smiling, proper etiquette staff or personnel. But of course, once you go there, you don't come back, because now you think in a whole different spectrum, and you can really just let go before retirement. And I have warned all my previous classmates. I said, you don't want to do it. I don't think you want to do it. And everyone's like, do it, let's do it. I said, calm down, let's give it a few months. So hopefully everyone's confident about the banking statements, and I had talked about advanced cash deposited credit card. And credit card, I always use the Visa credit card, the American Discovery, American Express, and the MasterCard, because they speak English the most, and they have the most outsourced staff just to look at the banking statement and over the phone with your data. So that's some of the banking. And then you have to evaluate, if you're ever moving out of America, you have to evaluate a new community, whether or not it is a tight-knitted, or a kind of a spread out, stretched kind of communities. And then the tight-knitted are more or less monogamous, or more devoted. So hopefully everybody enjoys. And why am I not wearing a tie? It's midnight hours. Why am I wearing a suit? So you might respect me more. You don't think I'm a joke. Alright, So I hope everybody enjoys these reminders, and seriously, I've never had any check frauds or bank frauds in a way that is transaction by transaction. It's a whole identity theft. So that's the irony sometimes. Alright. So hope everybody understands that on your credit card statement, it is very rare. It happened to me once in year 2007, and the proceeding is to inform the credit card company and the bank, ask them for a form. I see something on my credit card charges that is not my buying order, and then they'll give you the form, and it requires 2 to 3 months of investigation to see if anybody might call and identify themselves. Yeah, I don't like that prick, or I don't like that joke, and then if not, they don't identify themselves, then they get into deep doo-doo. Yeah, deep poo-poo, deep poo-poo. They get into trouble, and they might get arrested, and they lose their toy sections playing video games or something. So that's the give and take. Alright, so let's not let the videos get too long, and hope everybody be more confident of the banking and international banking, and there might be the list of your daily essentials, computing or things, and just keep it in your wallet. My list requires computing database, and that's kind of yeah. So, and then you ask me sometimes, how come my eyes look so dull? My lips are chipped because of the AC. You see those window AC? They are very dry, and I have a humidifier. Yeah, so that's how it is. Wait, one of my monitors is down. I'll talk one more video about economics, macro economics. So I've been emphasizing and just releasing, or just list of spendings that I do, that I make, that had enabled me the success that I have today. Not total success, because I still have to balance, not juggle, but balance, and I really have the vision that as a American educated British BNO passport in one of the most populated metropolis, Hong Kong here, with very efficient law enforcement agencies and staffings, and the whole structure, and the efficiency to identify true, imminent, speedy kind of people that other than school classrooms, of course, and then that I think is the vision that third world country have their whole city planning vision for their population and residents, their people, and then they have. I always ask, is there second world countries? There's just nations, and then the superpower and third world countries, from what I heard and what I studied. So with that described, I hope that everybody can find neighbors and groups to have a vision, common goals, and the flexibilities one day. Some people are very tight-knitted until they might retire, and I always emphasize that is an annual with my time. But of course, you care for them, yeah, and you always email or phone call away. Yeah. And then so hopefully with the economics, right, that there are time and annual that I can be remembered and my company might be remembered. Yeah. That there were efficient vision, and then my later on discovery that computing and inventions can be reinvented. There's a word innovation, innovated designs, or reinvented. Yeah, if you can actually get back to the basis of physics and quantum laws, or so that is reinvented and innovation differences for some of the PRH executives that I had encountered here. So once again, emphasis: innovation is building on top of people, and then reinvention is get back to the physics and getting back to the physics laws and quantum laws and energy and the momentum, speed kind of equations. So that's reinvented kind of, or yeah. So hopefully you're not in a kind of doom to chase after unrealistic dreams, and goals are basically achievable or not achievable within your lifetime. I'm 39, 40 years old. Yeah. So that's all. And the more time you have, the more time you can feel a sense of your surrounding, that you can make it improve by music to pace. Boop 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 boop. Alright, music and the smile, you know, and the next meal. Why? As if there's no meal. Well, the next meal means that what are you cooking, or what flavor? If you eat hot sauce, you might get angry. If you eat well, what kind of hot sauce? There's the hot paste and the hot oil, and then the hot chili pepper, or the crushed chili peppers and things. And then you have to understand the the you know, if you eat sweets, you're more vulnerable to smiling. So sweets sometimes. So hope everybody, I hope everyone understands. And some of my company names were Capstone Concepts, and I sponsor an event company named Shine that was very tight knitted later. All right, and then there was a linguistics, because I had to teach translations. And then my personal designs was Benny H. Wong Designs. And then other names I had used was Jackson Lee. Yeah. And because I was born as a Lee in the Chinese culture, and then there are different ways to spell Lee. That spells Lee. L-E-E is the most common. L-E is more a southwest, and then there is the L-I, and then there's the L-Y, a few. And then there was a surname, so that's family name, Law, that I like. And with the Law, I like the fact that it was easy to read in English, and it is reminded there are steps and proceedings in life to many of things. And then that's it. So it's Lee, Law, and Wong, and that had use and had networks. Yeah, so that's good. What else? I had a name, Mac, M-A-C, but spelled M-C, so Mac Smith, that I wanted some of the designs to share to Westerners, because in linguistics operation that I had to really spend so much time translating and giving some tips to students how to study sure and suffix and prefix, suffix, not suffix, suffix and prefixes, right? So prefix is the few letters, 3 or 2 letters before a long English word, and then the suffix, or the vowels, A, E, I, O, U, A, E, A, O, U, or something. Yeah. That I was able to have that kind of designs to share with a name Mac Smith, Mac Smith, Mac Smith, yeah, Mac Smith. So hopefully, yeah. And then with the Italians and with the Germans, I know the German spells many words with letter F, letter Z, and starts with an S. So Stein, or not Stein, but Sniff, or not. So when I look at a name, I can easily identify that they are what kind of a cultural studies that I might have to look up before I chat. Yeah, because of course some culture are very focused what to yeah. So, but I don't prejudge people. I think that as mankind and human, we have a common goal to be efficient in life. Every weekend, you know, Sunday, yeah, kind of. And that was a good, you know, when we say the good old days, That was a good old days. Every Sunday we get to like boop 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 boop, you know. And then every year there's a new teenagers that will have finally graduate and enter the offices and things. And then so hopefully that's the common goal. And then with people that might be alone, you know, they can have a longer vacation every year when they decide to. So for example, have you seen backpackers? Yeah, so some of those. And always have a network on the internet, so that's what we're working on. So there is a LinkedIn, there is the Facebook, Twitter, Snapchats, MySpace was down, Friends was down, AIM, AOL, Weibo, WeChat, and many. So hopefully people can be more linked. And some people are very protective and very observant about related to you know, spouses and spousal relationships. So husband and wife relationship, should they still talk to their friends or classmates? Well, you know. So these are some of the tougher choices in life. Yeah. And I'm lucky that at 39 or 40 years old I am not yet, you know, kind of making those kind of lifelong dedication of time. Yeah. So I'm able to think and ponder a lot and very much. But of course, you know, and then there are the name titles of companies. As a marketing marketeer, you know, markettr, marketeer, in a part of marketing, marketer capabilities of a full marketing campaign and investments and things. I think a company name is only a company name. I mean, have you ever seen somebody tattoo their company name on their arms or on their chest? Nobody does that. Very rarely. I've seen people with the Mickey Mouse tattoo because it's an icon. Yeah, it's a culture of affording your bills just by drawing some of the best children popularized cartoon and having supporting artists to have soundtracks and things. The whole Walt Disney culture is good. So with the company name, I'm not really stressed over that. Yeah, so that's good. It's not a cult. Yeah, that's good. But of course, everyone is yeah. And with immigration laws, it's always 7 years that you can earn the permanent residency. But as far as the immigration passports, and all passports on the first page always saying that accept this citizen as a protectee, by immigration laws. Yeah. So the passport is 7 years, and if you don't get the passports, that means you're from America or a nation that is equal to the nation that you're trying to apply for the passport. But it's 7 years for the permanent residency or the region. Yeah, the region, like and then the whole region of the map. All right. The signs, the street signs and operations, there are usually two kinds of strategies to spread the business, right? One is by chain stores, one is by franchise. Chain store is you pay the money to go different places. Franchise, you give me the money, I'll let you use the logo, I'll tell you how to manage it. Two ways. Third way is just word of mouth. Church, temple. Fourth way might be schools, alumni. But basically there are two ways. Either you pay the money to go do on the map, or here's the logo, you give me the money, I'll give you the logo to use. So two ways. And usually with that, with the logo is franchise. Then there is the factors. Hey, one good franchise is 7-Eleven. Another good franchise is McDonald's. Yeah. And with that, there is the monthly, or well, there's the licenses for franchise, and then there is the income potentials of 5%, 10%, 15%, and you're always on call. Either you can have a loyal customer base to kind of spread out and try to hype up the business, not hype up, but create the iconic vibe, or iconic hey, boop 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 boop. But of course nowadays it's drum and bass, hip hop, and things like that. Not hip hop, but lyrical thesis. Yeah. So hopefully I can get more sleep. But you know what? When you're lacking sleep, you're more honest. Alright? So seriously, hope everybody enjoys these reminders, and my website information, my personal profiles, and my personal releases information, and thankful for all that we as readers had accomplished, because I read my own things. I read my own writing to remind myself too. To remind myself also. Thank you.